and welcome to these 3 workshops which form part of the Dance Scottish at Home summer celebration. My name is Ian Muir and I'm joined by Gillian Stevenson on fiddle. These workshops will give you a flavour of what takes place during the St Andrews Summer School music courses. Of course, 3 one-hour sessions can only scratch the surface of what gets covered in a week's full course. In this workshop, the first in the series, we will look at the genre of jigs. We will explore the style and the technique that makes these uniquely Scottish and that will give the dancers the inspiration they need to dance well. Hopefully you will have already had a quick look at the materials that we've prepared so that the tunes are familiar. First, an apology though. If we look serious, then it's because there is a great deal of concentration going on here. We are actually 561 miles apart, and these tracks were all recorded separately and then assembled to produce the finished article. Please bear in mind that these workshop videos are not professional production and were recorded at home with the builders working on the house next door. It's amazing what you can do with mobile phones and some simple editing software these days. So, to get ourselves warmed up, let's play through the warm-up set of jigs, each tuned twice, with a chord at the end. I'll count you in, and we'll be playing at this speed. Okay, so each tune twice with a chord at the end. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. I'm sure that has sounded good, although you may be feeling rather exposed as you sit at home playing along with the video. Our aims as musicians then, in playing for dancing, is to lift the dancers off the floor and inspire them to want to move to our music. This doesn't just happen, and there are things that we do as musicians that help. What we hope to do in these 3 workshops is begin to reveal some of the mystique that surrounds playing for dancing, and in this workshop specifically about playing jigs. First off, let's look at some instrumental technique that will help you on your way. First, simple articulation, which is all instrument based. Your playing needs to be crisp and light and not legato and turgid. So what do I mean by that? I don't mean this. What we're looking for is something more like this. Can you imagine the effect that those 2 types of playing would have on you if you were a dancer? So for accordions, it's almost as if the right hand notes are hot. The left hand is a crisp bass, not what some would call a honking bass. This gives more air in the bellows to use for the nuances and expression that we're looking for. I also try and keep to 4 bars in and 4 bars out with the bellows. This will depend on how tight your box is, but ensures that you can keep control of them. Mark your music if you find this difficult first. You will find that you will vary this depending on what you're playing. It's not an exact science. For fiddles, generally try and use the upper part of the bow and aim for a down bow on the first beat of the bar. You will see that the music for this set has been mostly bow to help you. Watch Gillian in the videos and identify what she is doing with her bow. For keyboards, keep your bass crisp and listen to the balance between your right hand and left hand, and keep your right hand short. Thinking about the light and shade of your right hand technique and the balance between left hand and right hand is important. Again, watch the practice videos and identify what I'm doing. Let's try the soldier's dance, 16 bars. Try and put those suggestions in place. Hopefully it will make a difference. I'll count you in.
1, 2, 3.
Did you hear and feel the difference? Again, imagine if you were a dancer the effect that this would have on you. You need to now try and build that into your playing every time you play. Next, let's look at phrasing. Most reels and jigs are phrased the same way. That is 2 bars, followed by 2 bars, followed by a 4-bar phrase. It's clearly evident. So 2 bars, followed by 2 bars, followed by a balanced 4-bar phrase. This means that you'll be focusing on the links between bars 2 and 3 and 4 into 5, which is the link into the 4-bar phrase. Then bars 8 to 1 and off you go around again. Let's take the first 16 bars of the soldier's dance this time and see if we can put that into practice. 16 bars, 2 A musics, or the first half of the tune. I'll count you in.
1, 2, 3.
Let's now try a little experiment. We're going to play 16 bars. For the first 8 bars, I want you to try and reflect back to how you were playing before the workshop and play like that for 8 bars. Then I want you to make that conscious change and put all those aspects that we've talked about so far into place. Can you also imagine what a dancer would be feeling like dancing to the first 8 bars, and then to the second 8 bars. And hopefully you will see that actually the second 8 bars gives them much more impetus and flight. I'll count you in.
1, 2, 3.
Hopefully you will have noticed the difference. This helps the dancer move and especially gives them the impetus for the flight they may need. So now let's take the second tune, Colonel Ridley, and consolidate all that we've talked about by putting it into practice straight away, but this time in the context of a new tune. We'll use 32 bars. I'll count you in.
1, 2, 3.
Did it work? You can obviously stop the video and go back to repeat points and check detail. Now for the last bit of stylistic focus for this set. For fiddles really, but accordions can do this as well. Where you get an open A or a D at the end of a phrase, you can slide up to it with the semitone below. I've marked it in the music you can see on screen. You can see that I've done this for all 3 tunes. Let's try putting these grace or crush notes in. They only appear in this tune on the Ds. If you watch the video closely, I focused in on Gillian's left hand. In some of the other tunes, you can put these grace notes, crush notes in more than one place. But for now, let's just practice with Colonel Ridley. We'll play 32 bars. I'll count you in.
1, 2, 3.
One more piece of technique here, and this is aimed at the melodic instruments again, and this time we're going to look at the tune Strawberries Galore by Donald Ridley. Notice in bar 3 there's a Scotch snap. You need to get rid of the semiquaver as quickly as possible. But be careful, because by doing this sometimes you put more emphasis on the dotted quaver, and that's not the way it should be. The semiquaver is the most important note. So we're looking for this. Let's all do that. Let's have a look at the first 4 bars of Strawberries Galore, paying particular attention to bar 3 and the Scotch snap.
1, 2, 3.
So, can we now put these 2 stylistic nuances into the 32 bars of Strawberries Galore? I'll count you in.
1, 2, 3.
bring this section to an end, let's play through the whole set, twice each tune, and put into practice all that we've talked about so far. Those instrumental techniques that give you nice, crisp playing, the phrasing 2 + 2 + 4, and those little note nuances which all go together to help make it sound Scottish. So, after 1, 2, 3, and with a chord at the end, here is the warm-up set of jigs.
1, 2, 3.
If you reflect back on how you were playing at the beginning of the workshop and how you're playing now, I hope there's a difference, and that it's made you think about what you can do as a musician to help the dancers. That's the end of part 1. Go and have a cup of coffee, go and sit in a darkened room, and come back for part 2 for a slightly more challenging set of jigs. Bye for now.